Hello, friends. This is John Klein III with episode 144 of Shadow and Flame with Magic, the podcast. And today we're going to review X-Men Legends, Volume 2, Issue 3. So let's get into it. Wait, that's not how I do it. So inside cover ad is for Thor, Love and Thunder in theaters July 8th. So gives you a time period when this was coming out, which would have also been December 2022. And the writers Ann Nocenti, legend. Artist Javier Pina. Color artist Jim Campbell. Letter VC's Joe Magna. And production Jay Bowen. Assistant editor Drew Baumgartner. Editor Mark Basso. Senior editor Jordan D. White. And C.B. Sabowski, editor-in-chief. And the idea of this ongoings to give creators of yesteryear a chance to follow up on storylines they may have not had opportunity to close on their own. I believe these are all meant to be in continuity for those that matters. But also, if you don't ever read it, then I guess it's not offensive as well. Is the goal. The recap page states these events occur after Longshot 1 through 6, miniseries I have not read. As full disclosure, I'm not the world's biggest Mojo World fan. Though seeing the latest issue of X-Men where uh, Trevor Fitzroy's trying to kill mutants on a streaming device, and he's paired with Sugarman instead of Mojo, I was, as a guy who I guess has an interest in Mojo enough, felt bad for Mojo as he should have been in the storyline. Like he's the character. Um, it just feels like one of those moves where it's like an editor said, "Oh, Mojo's in NYX, so use someone else." He's like, "Oh, who else? You know, is different or off model?" And it's like, Sugar Man." Like, all right, there we go. So here is the recap page. Against impossible odds, Longshot escaped Mojoverse, the extra-dimensional realm where he was kept as entertainment. Though I would say I do like Longshot. I like Dazzler. I like Spyro. I like Shadowstar. I guess it's just the world, Mojo World. Which, I don't know, as a fan of arcade, you think I'd be a bigger fan because it's like Murder World, but a proper world or dimension or, skip to the right. I don't know. Like Mojo World, I mean, like Deadpool, which maybe there's similarities there too. Like good in a two-parter. But I don't want to read 6 issues of it. Add Kitty Pryde, and then I'm right there with you. Which, thankfully, Ann Nocenti has done. Spoilers for the next couple minutes. Um, Arriving on Earth, Longshot enjoyed his newfound freedom only briefly before Mojo and Spyro arrived in an attempt to drag him back into their demented films. Longshot's select powers allow him to evade capture, but he ultimately decided to follow them through the interdimensional portal to finally put an end to the reign of evil. So that's the title page. But also, the very first page of the narrative also repeats the creative team. So, the creative team so great they named it twice. No, that's not how. A creative team so nice they named it twice. Oh, man, I'm off my game. Appreciate you, dear listener, listening along. And if you want a visual element, uh, go to my TikTok account, Jacko SII, and you can follow along. As I was about to quote it literally verbatim. Um, which I did set up a link tree and I added to it. It got some like icons and I don't know, it looks pretty good. And I think it's this link tr.ee/Jacko SII, but pretty much it's, the podcast, the website, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. The multimedia conglomerate that I am. But anyway, so yeah, Longshot's there. He's fighting Spyro. He's fighting Mojo. Mojo Dodo Majors there. producer to the stars of Mojo World. So there's a lot of that. We see that now they want to grab some people from Earth for ratings boost. We see Doctor Strange is closing the portal from the end of Longshot, which is an odd choice. I don't know if he's in the Longshot or maybe Love and Thunder's coming out. So where's Doctor Strange 2 in the Pantheon? Maybe it's just always a good idea to have a Doctor Strange element. And then we see the Blackbird as Logan and Kitty Pryde in her blue Excalibur look. And this long shot ended in 1985 to give you a little time capsule. And Lockheed's there, and I gotta say, Peanut does an amazing job of Lockheed. He is very adorable. And she says, "Yuck! What happened here? Smells rotten as last week's socks." Professor Xavier said, "What, a psionic pain?" "Yep, a power entity, maybe a mutant, maybe not. You stay put, Kitty. Don't touch anything. Something ain't right." And Kitty Pryde, aka Sprite, aka Shadowcat, where it's like, come on, you didn't say Sprite. And she's touching the portal, like finger deep into the portal, like it's already too late for her. "I know I'm the new mutant, Logan, but my training's going really well. Don't be such a bully. I'll just phase into this hole and take a little peek." Where it's like, what are you doing? And she's wearing the blue outfit, so she's clearly past Ileana and like Limbo. Like, I mean, heck, this outfit, like, Mutant Massacre's on its way. Like, they're in their losing streak era. Oh, yeah, Beyonder in Secret Wars 2. "Kitty, don't touch nothing. That's an order." "Oh, hush. I'm so sick of your big brother bit. I'm all grown up now. If you can explore, so can I." And then she's like elbow deep into now. And Lockie looks very concerned on her shoulder, which is cute. "Logan, help!" You see, like, she's half her body into it, and Lockie's just trying to pull her sleeve. "Too late. You get stuck in too. Let me go." And he has like a hold on her ankle. "No way, girlie. But I disobeyed your command." "Yup, that was bad, but it also shows spunk, so we're gonna roll with it. X-Men stick together. Next time I give an order, remember that." And then they're in the portal. They hit the ground very, like, on their faces. Not great. Their minds are blank like Ninja Turtles. Or I guess Logan's eyes too, right? There's a bullpen bulletin with Variero Hit. Skeety on the artist from AXE Judgment Day. And he's from Italy, which is cool. There's a fun, though, a name pronunciation. Vale Rio Skeety. That's how you pronounce it. Favorite ice cream is pistachio, which I get. Favorite thing to draw, bad guys, promoting the AXE Judgment Day crossover. Least favorite thing to draw, wheels and circles in general, which is like, oh, I wonder what the story there is. Two in this, maybe? Favorite Marvel character, Spider-Man. Favorite Marvel story, The Child Within by J.M. DeMantis and Sal Buscema. Which, fun note, personal note, when asked what my favorite Spider-Man run is, well, I'll tell you, it's the J.M. DeMantis Sal Buscema Spectacular Spider-Man run, which apparently in July of next year, for like $125, they're going to publish it in like a beautiful omnibus, and I'm going to have to commit to getting that, like half off at like whatever comic book store website I can find it half off with. But which I'm still bummed I had to cancel that amalgamation omnibus, but because it was going to be like $60. But I don't know, summers, the lean summers, you just you have desires. But also, I don't think I would have cracked the spine, the plastic on that. So maybe best I just own the copies I do own, which isn't much. I think it's just literally oh, excuse me. Um, it's like sneeze. away from the comic book or hit pause. And I'm sorry, dear listener, I I move my comic book instead. Um, I think the only thing I got out of the amalgamation is, or amalgam is, the Spider-Man Spider-Boy team up with the Legion of, oh, let's see here, Legion of Superheroes and the Legion Heirs. So it was the Legion of Legionnaires. That doesn't feel right. Of the year 2099, of course. Silly amalgam. But anyways, so Sal Buscema, favorite Spider-Man artist, favorite writer, J.M. DeMatteis. Is it a coincidence they work together and that's my favorite run? No, it's not. So we see Logan, Kitty, and Lockheed are all dangling in this air with coils into their brains, and they're describing what their programming is going to be. Logan's going to be anti-rage, so whenever he hurts someone, he loses his strength. And then Kitty's like long shot, pure at heart and all love, and is very boring. So she's gonna make her a war general. And then they're gonna program poor Lockheed with a betrayal bomb. Kitty's devoted pet will rip her throat out. All dogs eventually turn their masters, right? I don't know if that's true. But I know John Reyes from Sliders and Lord of the Rings has said that all men die of prostate cancer. They don't die from something else. And he mentioned like Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, and maybe it's because we've been watching that Ring of Power show on Amazon. But is it true? Do all men die of prostate cancer? Probably could Google it, but and maybe I shouldn't get all my statistics from celebrity interviews. But so when you think about, get your prostate checked. Um, Not sponsored. Hashtag gladly be sponsored. And so they all get fancy armor. Logan's in a fancy brown and tan armor, which looks nice. Kitty's in a white and blue. And Lockie gets also gold armor. He gets a cute little helmet and a breastplate. And they're rushing the story, but they don't really know what everyone's motivation is except for it's war. Heroes going to start living and then end dying. So, get to it. And Lockheed is on Logan's side, so the betrayal is already rampant. Longshot shows up. He's on Kitty's, oh, I'm sorry, General Pride's turn team. And Kitty says, yes, a general must order her soldiers to fight to death, but why? And then Mojo ends the issue with murder, betrayal, guilt. Oh my. Who will win the Mojo Award for Best Death? My money's on. Oh, I won't tell you. I love cliffhangers, don't you? Next, more Mojo mayhem and Mojo's Mollywood. And if you think the Mojoverse is twisted, wait till you see the Spyroverse in X-Men Legends 4. Let's do the twist. Oh, and Miss Marvel's coming to Disney Plus. So that is fun. So this comic that I bought for $4, I'm pretty sure I got it at Kelly's Comics. If you're ever in Great Falls, I highly recommend going there for your comic book needs. I think mid-October we're supposed to be going to a fun pumpkin maze in Bozeman and Montana, and check out the Rook in Bozeman, the comic book store, and see what's going on there. I'm 16 appearances from owning every single Lockheed appearance, so my brain's probably gonna do something where it's under 10, but like Arkham Asylum when I only had 12 Riddler challenges. No, I'm sorry. Arkham City when I had 12. I was like, well, 12 is a number, sure. I'm fine with giving up at this number. And then I chipped away and I got to 9 and was like, well, now I'm under 10. Like, I got to do it. or at least get to five. And I was like, all right, I'm done. And then chipped away, did it, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm just doing it. What murdered me was the regular, like, start on one plate, get to the other plate in like 18 seconds. So it's like very frustrating. So let's see what comics came out last week. Oh yeah, we had a bunch of them. Deadpool Team Up 2 did not read. Namor 3 had Stingray for our page, so my Stingray and Knights for one page, we got what we wanted. MIX 3 was amazing. It was the Anoli spotlight issue, and which I gotta admit, him and Prodigy, I was like, those weren't my guys in New X-Men. But such a great issue. He went, oh, spoilers for last week's comics. He went to Caliban, leading the Morlocks, are now back in New York in the sewers, which I don't love. But they are carrying the torch of Krakoa, which I feel like there's a story significance of being like, yeah, everyone, Krakoa's alive and it's in the New York sewers. Like, all right, we get it. We're not supposed to be looking upon it fondly, but like, it's a very nice sewer, especially even nicer than the sewers were in the end of Fall of X. So they've been doing some work. They're safe down there. Um, Unfortunately, Sophie Cuckoo is actually working for Empath, and she's the mole in the team as they're trying to chip away at Miss Marvel's sensibilities to get her to turn. Because I guess she's a big, celebrity in the mutant world, I guess. Like, I imagine people are like, oh, she went bad. Yeah, some people in New Jersey City will probably feel disappointed, but I mean, people in Idaho, I don't think they care as much. Because I do feel like mutants, I mean, does America hate them? Or is it just something like, yeah, the Sentinel factory makes them and, it just pays our gigs, but, whatever. I guess it's hopeful, like, hey, everyone, people aren't racist other, in smaller states, right? But it's like, who am I kidding? Anyway, so NYX, very thought provoking. Um, Phoenix 3 came out. I like her and Corsair together. She's fighting against the Black Order, Thanos' team, sending them a clear message like, hey, Thanos has a problem. Like, I'm here. Let's do this. Um, oh, Uncanny X-Men 3, and I'm just looking at marvel.com/comics/calendar. So just slow side scrolling. Uncanny X-Men 3, Gail Simone, David Marquez. Incredible issue. I mean, it just looks amazing. The characters are spot on. Logan calls Rogue a Moonbeam, which seems like a personal name that if you ask them about, they'll just look at each other and start laughing and be like, long story. But I also like how it implies that Logan and Rogue have a deeper friendship than we are led to believe on. Because I feel like at a barbecue, you know, when they're getting burgers in the assembly line, they're friendly. They got history together, but they're probably not the best of friends. Like they have better friends, so they don't really rely on each other. Like Kurt probably tells Logan some stuff that Rogue's up to, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Rogue and her antics." We get to learn more about the Outliers. Ransom was put up for ransom as a kid, and his parents were like, "We don't care." So I guess he picked the name of Ransom to be a daily dagger into his black hole of a heart. Caligo, who I want to be a huge fan of, she's still my number one, but she lived a very sheltered, privileged life, and she refers to their house guests as the help. and I do not love that. Um, her name is Becca, and I'm wondering if collectively her and Ember are Kaliko, or is she Kaliko? But in the flashback, we see Ember burning down her house while she's super sad, and makes me wonder if they have a telepathic link, and that's how it works, and if or does the horse have a telepathic link with her and can share the mutant powers of the horse with her, or like what's going on there? And Nightcrawler joins the team finally. He makes them all play a fun game where they gotta take his belt off of him. No, they gotta take Rogue's belt that was off of her and now on Kurt, and then they gotta get him. And while we learn, it's a classic Danger Room scenario where we learn the characters, um, and Calico, sorry to hear these names pronounced. Kurt gives them all like a morale boost, and then Kaliko just takes it off of him while he's standing there. Where it's like, hey, she technically wins. Jitter, uh, apparently she can have heightened abilities for a minute, and she was being teased and bullied in high school, perhaps, and she just like I don't know, knocked these three jerks out. It sounds like she left them like decimated, like crippled and like broken. So not great. And I'm forgetting the emo from Death Within or something like that. And talks about how he kept dying as a baby, freaking out his parents. And so yeah, sometimes he's a dead and sometimes he's alive. So we gotta learn more about the extension of that. Venom War kept going. Oh, Wolverine Revenge 2. Um, a lot of Logan and Forge content, but for three glorious pages, which if you find my Twitter account, Jacko SII, you can. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta go in my Google Drive and pull through four images from this comic book. Usually I do that before I record it so I could tell you to go, but I'll do that after this. Um, though behind the curtains there, how I do the podcast. Uh, so you can go to the Twitter and Instagram for the podcast at SNFWM and treat your eyeballs to four panels or pages from the Legends, which I'm already thinking Lockheed must be on at least four of them. So it'd be all Lockheed centric. Anyway, so Danny Moonstar in the far future is, um, has a safe haven and control three demon bears, which they're gigantic demon bears, of course. And so if you weren't scared of one demon bear, just seeing two demon bears come across, like, whoa, what? We're teased that Colossus and Deadpool are going to show up in this, so you're like, ugh, I guess. Um, and this issue ends with Sabretooth gonna fight Logan, and it's like, ugh, seriously? Like, I'm just not a Sabretooth guy. And lastly, X Force 3. Rachel Summers finally got some attention, which was nice. It seems like her and Betsy have some communication to work out, but low stakes, like they will work it out. Or if not, they will figure out better ways to communicate, right? They're fighting a guy who's the son of Wizard and Spitfire, maybe? And oh, and Tank is there, and I'm still under the impression Tank is just AI given a body. But yeah, I like the character stuff. Nico decides to instead no, not Nico, Surge, whose real name starts with an N, right? Something. Surge decides to abandon the mission to go save people, as she's not going to allow people to just get, run over by a giant. And, there are people to be saved. She's going to save them. So it was nice seeing her have her convictions. So let's see what comes out this week. Um, Deadpool 7, which has Taskmaster on the cover. Um, the Secret Wars, original Secret Wars reprinting of 10 comes out. Like, alright. Oh! Storm number 1, which should be pretty fun. Um, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 244 is getting reprinted, which, alright. Venom War is constantly going. Oh, Wolverine Deep Cut 4, which does have more Sabretooth in it. And Sinister's on the cover, so, ugh. But, and Kitty Pryde wasn't in issue 3, but issue 4, I believe, is the final issue, and maybe we'll have Kitty Pryde and Lucky because they were in the first 2 issues. Well, no, Lucky was in the first one, and then Kitty was in 2 and in 1 and 2. So, maybe we come back to it. Claremont writing it, chances are high. And X-Men 5 comes out by McKay and Stigman back on art. This promises to tell us the psychic adventure, that rescue mission that Psylocke and Quentin went on. So I don't know if that will mainline our episode or not, because Magic was on the main mission of last issue. So, which feels like they just came out 2 weeks ago. So yeah, double shipping. And Kid Omega is not high on my list. I mean, I'd rather read a Kid Omega book than a Sinister and Sabretooth book. I'll tell you that right now. Um, so yeah, none. But also it's October, so because of Venom 3 coming out, I'm gonna do Venom Spotlight comics. I bought one recently, which I'm excited about, what I will end on. And especially as I went through the 4 and was like, this is no Kitty Pryde content. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll make a TikTok or something because it seems very visual. So I had to swap one for the other. So should be fun back issues. If anything, Gardner's of the higher status, then at least it'll be as second feature of the episode. So yeah, check out the podcast on Twitter and Instagram accounts. You can follow me on Twitter at Jocko SII. I'm on YouTube as well, same name. I got my Fortnite creator code, that's also the same name. So, everywhere to be found at that screen name. And if you please ask a friend to listen and subscribe, we appreciate it as we're still trying to grow the podcast. And thank you so much, listener, for listening. And I'll talk at you next time. All right, everyone. Bye.